In a lush, vibrant jungle, filled with the sound of chirping birds and the rustling of leaves, there lived a peacock named Arlo. His feathers were the envy of all other animals. Shimmering shades of green, blue, and gold that sparkled in the sunlight. But Arlo was not just proud of his feathers, he was consumed by them. He believed his beauty made him better than everyone else, and he never hesitated to remind others of it. Every morning, Arlo would stroll through the jungle, spreading his feathers wide for all to see. He'd stop near the pond where animals gathered and boast, "Look at my feathers. Aren't they the most magnificent you've ever seen?" The deer, squirrels, and even the humble frogs would nod politely, though many of them grew tired of his arrogance. One day, a crow named Kiki perched on a nearby branch and called out, "Arlo, why don't you help others instead of always showing off? Beauty fades, but kindness lasts forever." Arlo scoffed, "What do you know, Kiki? You're just a plain, black bird. Leave the talking to those who are admired, like me." One evening, dark clouds began to gather above the jungle. The wind howled, and the animals knew a storm was coming. They hurried to find shelter and help one another secure their homes. The rabbits dug deeper burrows, the birds flew to sturdier branches, and even the usually carefree monkeys helped gather food. But Arlo, too busy admiring his reflection in the pond, paid no attention to the storm. He was sure his beauty would save him from any trouble. As the storm unleashed its fury, heavy rain and fierce winds battered the jungle. Arlo's feathers, soaked and weighed down, made it impossible for him to fly or run quickly. He sought shelter but found none. The caves were full, the burrows too small, and the trees too high for his waterlogged feathers to lift him. The other animals, busy protecting their own families, ignored Arlo's cries for help. "Why should we help someone who always looks down on us?" a squirrel murmured. Finally, Kiki the crow flew down and offered to guide him to a safe spot. "Grab my feet, and I'll take you to a dry tree," she said. Swallowing his pride, Arlo clung to Kiki as she struggled to lift him to a low branch. They stayed there, shivering, until the storm passed. When the sun rose the next morning, the jungle sparkled with fresh rain, but Arlo's feathers were muddy and tattered. He gazed at his reflection in the pond, ashamed of how he looked. "I used to think my beauty made me special," he said softly to Kiki. "But yesterday, it didn't help me at all. Your kindness though, that saved me." Kiki nodded. "Beauty can draw attention, Arlo, but kindness earns respect." From that day forward, Arlo changed his ways. He began helping the other animals, using his feathers to fan the rabbits during hot days or distracting predators so the smaller creatures could escape. Over time, the animals grew to admire him, not for his feathers, but for his heart. The moral of the story: true beauty lies in how you treat others. Pride and vanity can isolate you, but kindness builds connections that last. Let's learn some words from this story. Consumed, meaning overwhelmed or completely absorbed by something. Example: Arlo was consumed by his pride, thinking only of his feathers and ignoring everything else. Ominous, meaning, giving the impression that something bad or threatening is about to happen. Example: the ominous storm clouds gathered above the jungle, warning the animals to prepare for the worst. Torrential, meaning, heavy, intense, and continuous, usually referring to rain. Example: the torrential rain soaked Arlo's feathers, making it impossible for him to move quickly. Disheveled, meaning, untidy or messy in appearance. Example: after the storm, Arlo's once beautiful feathers were disheveled and covered in mud. Harmony, meaning, a peaceful and balanced state where everyone gets along. Example: after learning his lesson, Arlo worked to bring harmony to the jungle by helping others. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.